Greetings, Earthlings. I am Smelly B, and I'd like to welcome you either to or back to my channel, where the topic of conversation is all fragrances all the goddamn time. As usual, I always got to start with, my housekeeping by announcing, declaring that I am not an expert. I am not claiming to be, not training to be. Telling my heart, telling my opinions about fragrances, as I am quite passionate about them. I can listen to people talk about them all day. I can myself talk about them all day. And that's where you come in, and that I invite you to hear my opinions, share yours, engage me then in the comment section. I'm thrilled to have found community. Welcome here. Okay. All of that out the way. I didn't prepare for this. Not that I usually do sit down and do a bunch of preparation. But I wanted to talk about a couple of little cheapies that have really become staples in my little rotation as of late. Like as it's cooling off outside, sort of accidentally stumbled upon the three I'm going to talk about today, and have really fallen in love, so much so that I barely reached for the fragrances I had as my lineup at the top of the season. I was looking at them, I had it ready, all lined up, like, yeah, it's about to be you, excuse me, not you. Like, I just knew. I knew it was, had you asked me 2 months ago or so, what was going to be my, it was going to be, of course, Angel Share. It was going to be my Clara. It was going to be, there's a Ralph Lauren Safari, like a few things I just knew were about to be my staples this season. Not so. These three I'm going to discuss have really just quietly snuck in there and, taken over. And they cheapies, so I figured I'd share. The first of which I'm going to talk about, this one I didn't, blindly stumble on. I heard about this from, another YouTube reviewer whose name escapes me at the moment. He's wonderful. It was like a 20 under 20 kind of thing, like cheapies that you can buy that smell expensive, and I trust this person in particular knows. So I was just like, let me perk up and see what he's talking about. This one here, it's Franck Olivier's Oudy Vanille. I got this bad boy. Okay, so what turned me on in listening to him give his review was the comparison to Lancôme Oud Bouquet, Shagaf Oud. There's another one of those little Middle Eastern fragrances that I'd had my eye on and hadn't gotten, that this was likened to, and then he said Oud Satin Mood as well, and that's something I love. And I was just like, oh, I can get it for, good and cheap. Let me give it a go, see what it's like. Amazon, under 40 bucks, under 30 probably even. I don't remember how much I paid for it. But this is quality. You can afford to blind buy it because, like I said, it's less than 30 bucks. You're not going to, break the bank over it. You can afford to get it and not like it and get rid of it. The bottles, debatably cute. I don't hate it. A lot of people are just saying the bottles, of course, it's just from fucking up. Pardon my French. It's a $20 fragrance. What do you want from them? It's pretty sturdy. It's heavy. Cap, you can hold it by the cap. Atomizer is, let's see how it's looking. Pretty, pretty good. I will say at first blast for me, yes, synthetic. It is, but it is also under $30 dollars. At first blast, it reminds me of calamine lotion. I think that's what it was called when we were little. Back when I was little, where when one of y'all had chicken pox, your mama put it on the other one too, so y'all can have it at the same time, like develop the immunity and get it out the way. And that pink or whatever, was it pink? I can't remember, but the treatment they used for it, that I think it's called calamine lotion, had a very peculiar, like starchy, almost like latexy, plasticky, melty plasticky kind of smell to it. I really can't describe it, but it was like both shrill and starchy at the same time, chalky almost. I can't think of anything great to liken it to, but it's something about, this reminds me of calamine lotion at the opening, the spray. It is very synthetic at first spray. It is strong at first spray. But ride it out, because the dry down, it's wonderful. Okay, so the notes proper in this Oudy Vanille by Franck Olivier, forgive me. This was launched in 2017. Again, I know I paid less than $30 for this. I don't know what it is now because, you know, as things become popular, you know, they spike up the prices, but pretty cheap. The notes listing proper is caramel, the top notes caramel, raspberry, and orange. That's not what I got when I first sprayed it. But it does begin to come through. You do get a fruitiness from this. I'm not sure I pick up on anything citrusy, but it does. I can see where there'd be raspberry here. It does have a particular sort of stickiness, a tartness to it. So caramel, raspberry, orange. The mids are incense, rose, patchouli, jasmine, and violet. That's where we linger. That incensiness, rose and patchouli. Not sure I grabbed much jasmine from this. Nor violet, really. But in the base is vanilla. Woody notes, of course, being that it's in oud, spices, and musk. This just quickly became addictive to me. Even with that blast of plasticky, starchy, powdery, crisp, whatever it is in the beginning, even with that, it's still behind it. You can detect all of what I just named. Like, it's all back there. You just have to, it's like a bounce. Say you go to a club to see your favorite singer, come to your favorite celebrity, and they're making it, they need to make their way through the crowd, the way to bounce and muscles people out of the way, you know, sort of just bogart a bit. But you still get to catch a glimpse of your precious little person behind them as they're clearing, you know, parting the seat for them to make entry. That's sort of whatever that is, whatever that carrier is in the opening is, very much is that bouncer. And I very much am that adoring fan getting tossed aside in the beginning, waiting to catch a glimpse of, well, my wonderful, sweet little muse. Oh, but that glimpse is a wonderful one. When you get to finally see the show. Everything lands, everything's calm, and just falls right where it should. Everything lands right where it should. This is something I've really grown to love. It's one of those things where you spray it on, it sticks with you for a while, and then you find yourself catching whiffs of yourself and forgetting it's you. Like, what is that? Something smells good. Like, I like whatever. Like, oh, that's, you like it, but you don't know why. It's one of those for me. It's very much, I just like it. If you like oud, and you got a couple bucks to throw away, it's just really not much. You can afford to give this one a go. I've never smelled Lancome Oud Bouquet nor Chargoff Oud, but I've seen this likened to those quite a bit. I can vouch for Oud Satin Mood, though. It does, you know, there's some similarity to that. So this is one of the ones. When I do wear it out, though, baby, it's strong. So this is what I do right here. That's it. That way I get to enjoy it, I get to smell it, but I'm not smoking people out the joint, because you're quite capable of doing so with that. Even though it's a cheapie, it does it's dense. The sillage is pretty tremendous, and it's got great longevity on it as well. And it is surprisingly dynamic to be so cheap. It's not a linear fragrance at all. It does sort of, you know, give you a bit of ride. So there's that. Enough about that. Moving on, because I don't want this video to get too long. So this one has become I'll be wearing this every day, like every day. And when I get ready to leave the house without it, let me just go ahead and put it in my bag. Like, I keep it in my little backpack. So this one, I'm trying to remember how I found out about it. So I like to cruise the men's fragrance reviews and their little fragrance pages and stuff like that, just because I tend to prefer either unisex, more masculine than fragrances. because, you know, I like them dark. I like them, you know, musky and heavy and smoky and rich and resinous and all that wonderful stuff. But I like sweetness as well. Yada da da. On one of the guys' pages I saw, them shouting out a brand that I am familiar with, but I'm only familiar with them as like it's male grooming products, where it be like, you know, like beard conditioners, hair shampoo, conditioner, body wash, and stuff like that. I've seen the brand a million times, and I was like, they make cologne. Cause you see it in Target. This is a brand you see in Target and you know, your little stores like that. So I'm just like, what could that smell like really? I'm gonna have to see about that. It's by Cremo brand. And it's called Spice and Black Vanilla. So I went on a hunt for it because people were shouting it out and all that. I was just like, okay, so if it's cheap, I can afford to get it and not like it, and I won't feel, you know, like, you know, I'm taking an L. Could not find this in the store at all. I saw many of the others. They have a bourbon and oak or cedar or something like that. They have a bunch of other ones that are always in the store. I'm like, why isn't this one there? Is it that popular that people are buying it up all the time, or do they not sell it in the store? Couldn't, neither here nor there. I finally found it online. I found it on the internet, and it was nice and cheap, 20 some bucks, $29.99, somewhere around that. I got it. What? It's Cremo again. Let me show you the box because I'm pretty sure y'all have seen the brand as well. There we go. Cremo Cologne. Spice and Black Vanilla. So, this to me smells, I won't say just like, because I find this to be even a little sweeter than Victor and Rolf, is it? Spice Bomb. This smells like doggone Spice Bomb. It is, let's see what the notes proper are. The notes are in the top, cashmere cardamom. The middle is cashmere woods, and the base is vanilla bourbon. When I tell you, okay, so I got mine off Amazon. You know, they be having that little option to subscribe and save, so you get the same thing every month. Like, you know, when I first got this, I was like, yeah, well, hell no, I'm not about to subscribe. One-time purchase. Thought you had a friend, but now I'm gonna have to crawl humbly back and like, just set me up for a couple months. We'll see how it goes, because I don't want to be out of this. I don't want to be out of this ever. Spice and Black Vanilla. It is. This is 3.4 fluid ounces. Decent enough bottle. Again, they're not a fragrance house. It's male grooming products. It just happens to be wonderful. This just happens to be wonderful. Let's take a look at the aroma. I can smell it. I haven't even sprayed it. Excuse me. It's so good. Let me see. All right. Decent enough spray. Yeah, baby. I love this stuff. You know what else it's a dupe for, in my opinion? Initio's Rehab. This smells like Initio Rehab to me. Granted, not as dense, but it's under 40 bucks, so that's fine. I do find myself maybe after a smooth 4 to 6 hours, I will hit myself with a little, and let that be that. You don't need much more than that. This stuff is incredible. I just caught a whiff. It hit me just right. This is so good to me. Give it if you come across it, go ahead and give it a try. If you don't, you ain't gonna hurt my feelings because there's more bottles for me. This is good. I'm actually going to some of the other scents they have that I had passed up on originally just because I had my eye on this one in particular. Now I want to see what else it's talking about. See what else that brand is talking about, because this is wonderful to me. I really, really, really like this, and I'm glad. I'm glad I didn't buy Spice Bomb, because I was going to buy a full bottle of that. It's just so good. I'm getting distracted. I'm distracting myself just because it's so good. It is really, really wonderful. Give that a try. Let me try to move on from it. I tend to get stuck there. I just really, really like that fragrance. But I like this one too. So let's move on. So this one I know had a prior, they had a prior version of it. This one is the 2021 version. I'll make sure I show you the bottle just so you recognize the difference when you see it, because there's a bottle that has like signage across the bottom, and then there's this one. This is Zara's Tobacco Collection Rick Warm Addictive. You see that? So there is a prior or previous version that has the type print going around the bottom of it, sort of like a band. And that one I understand had a more complex note profile. I know they had like a note of coconut and all this wonderful stuff in it. I don't know if they still sell that or where to find it, but I wanted to try this. There's a rum note. I like boozy. I like boozy stuff a lot. So this intrigued me. I bought this directly from Zara. I sent for it because I couldn't find it in store. They only list 3 notes for this: rum, peony, bourbon, vanilla. This is so damn good. It's almost buttery to me. Something I always, when I sniff this, it's really dense. It's a juicy, like it. Every time I take a deep sniff of this, it makes my mouth feel like I have to swallow. I like have to gulp when it just does something. I like. This is so good. It's something about I don't know what note to attribute it to, or just the perfect combination of them all. I don't know if there's more involved than what's listed here. But this is just, it really is warm, rich, addictive. It's cozy, it's thick and dense, like it's got a richness to it. At the bottom, the way this settles down, it really does settle down to the most buttery, creamy, just enveloped, like it's just good. It's just good, all right? I don't got nothing else for you. It's just, this is just doggone good. And this is one that I don't feel like you can spray this too much. And it's not because it's not like it's got good, you know, good sillage and all that wonderful stuff. You really could afford to just do the however you like to do yours and be done with it. But I am an over sprayer. If I could drink it and let it seep through my pores, I do that. I don't mind having on too much perfume. You all gotta die some kind of way. You might as well go on the end of my my scent trail. That one I really, really love. It makes me hungry and thirsty every time I smell it. It really just does something, and it really makes my stomach growl in the best way. It smells delicious. Not in a way that it smells like, you know, sometimes you get candles, fragrances that smell like a cookie or like cake, pumpkin, and spice. Like it's not that way. It's not that way. It really is just this thick, dense, rich, boozy, like very, very boozy smell, but it's buttery boozy and sweet and just scrumptious. That's what I'm gonna call it. It's just doggone scrumptious to me. So I do recommend, if you can get your hands on that, which why wouldn't you be able to order it from Zara? That's what I did. Zara's pretty quick shipping too. I'm really impressed with the turnaround on because I order from Zara pretty consistently with all their releases. But those 3, if you're into, you know, spicy sweets, ooze, vanillas, boozy notes, give those a try. It's worth the little bit of coin. You can afford to splurge on those. That's it. That's all. Like I said, I don't have anything deep to say. I just wanted to share those because they, you know, crept into my heart, and they may well do the same for you. So I wanted to share. Let me know if you have any of them. What do you think of them? How you feel about them? Will you go get them? Blah, 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 but just engage me. Or if you just want to say, hey, I'm here for that too. Again, like I said, I'm in it for the community. So if you've listened this far into me babble, God bless your heart. I do hope you are well, okay? Till next time I upload. Thank you for rocking with me. Deuces.